Hello, this is Physics 202 here to bring you physics such as quantum physics, astrophysics, astronomy, calculus, and mathematics lessons. Today we are going to do some astronomy, and we are talking about nebula, okay? Now, what is a nebula? Now, we have a few types of nebula. These are the main types you'll find in the universe. There are a couple of different kinds, like emission and stuff like that. But these are the three main types, and we'll be talking about them. But yeah, nebulae are basically clouds of gas and dust, such as hydrogen and helium, just floating in outer space. And I actually have a few pictures that I'm going to show you of each type. Well, besides, I don't have any diffuse nebula pictures. But yeah, anyways, we're going to be talking about them, and they form a type of shape, and they cluster together. The gravity pulls on it together, and sometimes forms, and then you can see stars forming within the nebula. But yeah, let's get right into it. Now, the first type is a dark nebula, okay? Now, the dark nebula is a nebula that, or it's also called absorption nebula, and it is so dense that it obscures the light that is reflected on it, or that from objects behind it. Okay, so you have a nebula here, and a dark nebula right here, okay? And then there's a star. If there's a star behind it, its gravity skews the light, and the light bends around it, and you can see the star like right there. And we'll probably talk about relativity in some of my later videos, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, that's what a dark nebula does. That's how dense it is. And I have a few pictures for you. Now, the first one is called the Eagle Nebula, and this is the Eagle Nebula right here. And it's really neat, but that's one type of dark nebula. I don't know which way it's supposed to be, but yeah, that's one type of dark nebula. And I have another one here called the Horsehead Nebula, and you'll actually see some stars are forming inside of it. I think that's a good view of it, but you can see stars forming around the edges and stuff. But that's another type of dark nebula, and you can see the horsehead type of figure right there, and that's why it's called that, of course. But anyways, yeah, that's what a dark nebula is. And now we don't have I'm gonna erase the dark nebula now because we went over that. Now we're going to talk about diffuse nebulae. Okay, now a diffuse nebula is a nebula that has no well-defined boundaries, okay, and it's so extended, okay. Now, I don't have any pictures, but you can if you can look some up, and you'll get what I mean whenever I say that. And it's so expanded, we don't know. It doesn't have a boundary to it really, like some of the other ones do. But yeah, that's a diffuse nebula. That's what a diffuse nebula is. Now we're going to talk about planetary nebulae. Okay, a planetary nebula is it forms from gaseous shells that are ejected from low mass asymptotic giant branch stars when they form into white dwarfs. Okay, now and white dwarfs are so small, and then that is ejected from them, and then you get planetary nebula. Okay. Now, it's my favorite type of nebula. They have most of them are this. Like some examples are the Helix Nebula and the Hourglass Nebula. Now, I have a picture of the Hourglass Nebula, which is right here, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite type of it's my favorite nebula, and I think it looks really neat. And you can look some up. I don't know about some of these, if they're nebula. I think the Ediacaran Nebula, if you look that up, I'm pretty sure that's a diffuse, but I'm not completely sure, so don't take my word for it. But that's what a nebula is, and those are the three main types of nebula, okay? And there are some, you can get a little deeper into it and learn about more. I have a list of some. There's the Ant Nebula, Bernard's Loop, the Boomerang, the Cat's Eye, the Crab Nebula, the Eagle, the Eskimo, the Helix, which I told you about, the Ring, the Red Square, and all these different types of nebulae. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something, and if you did, comment, like, and subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.